From March 23rd to 26, 1913, residents of Miami River of Ohio experienced a natural disaster unlike any other. The Great Dayton Flood of 1913 caused the greatest natural disaster in Ohio's history. The flood was created by a series of 3 winter storms that hit the region throughout the month. Within a 3-day period, 8 to 11 inches fell onto the Miami River watershed on frozen ground, resulting in 90% runoff, which caused the river to overflow.
100 years ago this morning, heavy rains were falling that would devastate the Miami Valley. New this morning, Dan Edwards has a look at the conditions that led to the great 1913 flood.
It's still the flood of record for the Great Miami River, and to put it into perspective, the amount of water that passed through the river channel during this historic flood equals the amount of water that tumbles over Niagara Falls each month. According to Wikipedia and historians, it's not only affected thriving Dayton, but also Pickwood, Troy, and Hamilton as well. Began Friday, March 21st, 1913, as 60-degree winds blew in the first of 3 saturating storms. Saturday, March 22nd, a second storm arrives, dropping heavy rain and temperatures as it dipped into the 20s. Easter Sunday, March 23rd, the third storm converges on the entire Ohio River Valley. The soggy land could not absorb anymore as nearly 90% of the falling rain rushes into the Great Miami. Monday, March 24th, nearly a foot of rain had fallen. The river swells to a flood stage of about 12 feet. Tuesday morning, March 25th, Dayton's worst fears are realized as police sirens warned residents citywide that the levees were compromised as up to 20 feet of water consumed the downtown area. Wednesday, March 26th, were marked by explosions as gas lines were not shut off in time. One blast destroys an entire city block. In all, over 300 people died. Historians put the number around 360. Approximately 20,000 homes were destroyed. Buildings were moved off their foundations or damaged by rushing debris. And nearly 1,400 horses and 2,000 other domestic animals perished. Now, during that time, John H. Patterson instructed his NCR workers to stop making cash registers and start making boats, which were used to rescue thousands of stranded people and now homeless. But this tragedy started an incredible spirit of giving in this community that lasts today. Just ahead, I'll share one of those most lasting legacies of the flood, started by the Patterson family themselves, as we look back at the great Dayton flood of 1913. Reporting live, Dan Edwards, 2 News Today.
As you can see in the map, 4 rivers converge with one another within 1 mile. Since the Great Dayton Flood of 1913, Miami Conservatory District, which is known as one of the largest public works programs, was created, and this helps improve the river's channel by dredging and widening the river. J.P. Morgan's Miami Conservatory Public Works project achieved much of what needed to be done to mitigate flood hazards in the Dayton area. Flood mitigation assistance also provides insurance opportunities.
Hey guys, Miss Maha here, and I am at Deeds Point Metro Park, downtown Dayton. As you can see behind me, we have the skyline of the city, our beautiful skyline right here along the river. And what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is the Great Flood of 1913. As you can see behind me here, on one of these amazing fountains that we have downtown is a historic mark for the flood of 1913. This flood is actually still the largest natural disaster that has ever happened in the state of Ohio. All right, so here we are now a little bit further up the river. This is the Great Miami River, and I'm actually standing on one of the man-made levees that's supporting this area and keeping us from any of the disastrous floods that might have potentially occurred if the system that was set up by the Miami Conservancy District was not in place. So as you can see, there's actually a little bit of flooding happening right now. This is based on the storms that we've had here recently, and this is actually very normal. This area is created to be able to flood and support all the water that's coming through the Miami Valley. So I just kind of want to give you a little bit of a view of what we have here. All right, so we are downtown here.